Hi everyone, this is Bharathi. I have completed my PhD under guidance of Professor Abhijit Chatterjee, focusing on atomistic theory of ionic conduction in covalently doped solid electrolytes. In clean energy devices like batteries and fuel cells, electrolytes are crucial for performance. Studying ionic conductivity in solid electrolyte is key for efficient energy transfer. Most current devices such as cellular phones, electric vehicles uses liquid electrolyte which poses safety concerns and life cycle issues, whereas solid electrolytes offers advantages like enhanced safety, longer life cycle, better temperature stability and design flexibility. These benefits are vital for next generation devices. My thesis explores solid electrolytes at atomic level to improve their ionic conductivity. To achieve this, I have chosen yttria-stabilized zirconia and gadolinium-doped ceria to study oxide ion conductivity. These materials are popular in solid oxide fuel cells and electrolyzers. As we move from macroscopic to microscopic level in these materials, their structure becomes more complex, especially at the solid interfaces like grain boundaries and interactions of dopant ions. These structural complexities affect ionic conductivity. My research aims to explain the relation between these structural features and ionic conductivity, which has not been well understood before. To start, I focused on understanding oxide ion migration in single crystal GDC electrolyte. In these electrolytes, oxide ion moves through vacancies and interacts with surrounding Ce and Gd ions. The conductivity is often explained in terms of energetics. Since Gd ions are larger than Ce ions, the movement of oxygen ion is slower when Gd ions are nearby, which requires higher activation energy. However, literature often overlooks entropic factors. To explore this, I studied this GDC electrolyte using molecular dynamic simulations across various temperatures. I examined local environments formed by Ce and Gd ions around oxide ions and measured two parameters, the probability of oxygen vacancy pair and the hopping rates of oxygen ions. This plot shows the probability of oxygen vacancy pairs versus temperature. It indicates higher probability in GD-rich environments compared to Ce-rich ones. From this, one might expect more oxide ion hops in GD-rich environments. However, when plotting hopping rates versus temperature, Ce-rich environments showed higher rates. To confirm if entropy effects are involved, we measured free energy in each environment, separating energetic and entropic terms. The results showed that entropy is indeed significant in GDC, particularly in GD-rich environments. This is the first quantitative evidence that entropy affecting oxide ion migration. This work highlights the importance of considering entropy effects in ionic conductivity theories. Building on our understanding of single crystals, I studied complex solid interface with different grain boundaries in YSG and GDC electrolyte. At these boundaries, ionic conductivity decreases, which is often attributed to the formation of space charge region. The atomic arrangement at the grain boundary is different from the bulk. This is causing preferential ion accumulation or depletion, which results in space charge region. This space charge region effect is often explained through decade-old theories that there is a monotonic decrease in ionic concentration profile at the grain boundary. Through MD simulations, we would like to see whether how oxide ion migration happens at the grain boundaries and whether exactly following theoretical predictions or not. Instead of monotonic decrease, we observed density oscillations in the ionic concentration profile. Thermodynamically, we have shown that this nature is due to the competition between chemical and electrical forces at the grain boundary. Further, we developed a two-parameter oscillation density model to explain this using a grain boundary affecting term Vi and an ionic interaction term alpha. This model successfully captures oscillation motion of oxide ions at grain boundaries, a phenomenon overlooked by decade-old theories. To further validate our findings, we looked at traditional techniques for measuring ionic conductivity such as electrochemical impedance spectroscopy and mean square displacement methods. These methods often have ambiguities when connecting microscopic parameters affecting ion migrations. Based on our previous findings on oxide ion migration in dense solid electrolyte, we developed a new ionic model in the study. We introduced a method called flux analysis, which measures the microscopic flux and macroscopic flux on oxide ion separately. The macroscopic flux turns out to be the overall sum of macroscopic fluxes from the local environments. By measuring the oxide ion current density and plotting it against electric field, we can directly obtain the ionic conductivity. This ionic conductivity can be simplified into an equation that incorporates microscopic quantities such as hopping rates and the probabilities of oxygen vacancy pairs in the local environments, as shown in this equation. The direct connection between atomic scale migration factors and macroscopic ionic conductivity enhance our ability to predict the capabilities for material performance. Now, let us look at this comparison table. It shows our flux analysis method compared to existing experimental and computational techniques for measuring ionic conductivity. What makes our model unique is that it includes factors at atomic scale level. This means our measurement of ionic conductivities are precise and free from any ambiguity. We further extended the flux analysis method to interfacial electrolytes to measure ionic conductivities and interfacial capacitance. Using steady state and unsteady state current measurements from our flux analysis method, we provided first quantifiable measurements of grain boundary specific resistance and capacitance. These studies reveals that capacitance in solid electrolyte is linked to transient charge redistribution within specific grain boundary interface. Unlike traditional methods like electrochemical impedance spectroscopy, our approach showed that origin of grain boundary capacitance with evidences from wavy nature of transient oxide ion fluxes. In conclusion, my PhD work provides a comprehensive atomistic scale understanding of ionic conduction and interfacial capacitance in solid state electrolytes. This research emphasizes the critical role of atomic level interactions and entropic effects. Through our studies, we have observed novel phenomena and developed a theoretical framework to explain these mechanisms. These are the four key contributions from my PhD work to the field of solid state ionics. These insights serve as the building blocks for developing more efficient and reliable next generation clean energy devices. Thanks for the opportunity.